Thank you for being here. I'd like to call the meeting to order. And I'd like to ask everybody to stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm sorry, before you ask for the approval of the agenda, I would like to ask the board if we could alter the agenda to remove the last item of a closed session. Not the last item of adjournment, but the last item of a closed session, based on, we'd like to hold that at a later date.
I'll make that motion to make that change.
I'll second.
Do we have any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, now could I have a motion to approve the revision to the agenda? Do we have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Okay, Dawn, second?
Sorry. Support. Support.
Andrew? Okay, any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, now we'll go on to board recognition.
Perfect. Thank you. I'd like to turn over to Mrs. Taylor to say a few words, and we have a couple different things to celebrate tonight, so I'll turn over to Mrs. Taylor.
Absolutely. I have the honor of introducing one of our fabulous health teachers, Mrs. Kuinga, who teaches 7th grade health, and she would like to really spotlight something significant that happened at our middle school recently.
Is this right, God?
Perfect.
Awesome. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lori Koinga, and I've been teaching health and PE at Baldwin Street for the last 29 years. Think about this. Choking can happen so quickly and unexpectedly. A piece of food goes down the wrong way, and suddenly someone can't breathe. It's a terrifying situation, but the amazing thing is the Heimlich maneuver provides a direct and effective way to help. In our middle school health classes, we teach our students this simple yet powerful technique, equipping them with the ability to act decisively in those critical moments. Our students learn the steps, understand how to recognize the signs of choking, and gain the confidence to step in and assist someone who's in distress. Teaching the Heimlich maneuver goes beyond just another topic in our curriculum. It's about fostering a sense of responsibility, promoting quick thinking under pressure, and instilling the knowledge that they can be active participants in ensuring the safety and well-being of others. It's about turning knowledge into action, and that action can be life-saving. Tristan? Today, we want to take a special moment to acknowledge one of my students for an act of remarkable courage. During lunchtime, recently, Tristan Shuck noticed a friend was in distress, choking and unable to breathe. Without hesitation, Tristan sprang into action, recalling the Heimlich maneuver that he learned in our 7th grade health class, and thankfully was able to dislodge the obstruction and help his friend. This isn't just about knowing a technique, it's about having the courage to use that knowledge when it truly matters. Tristan, your quick thinking, your bravery, and your willingness to help others are truly inspiring. You embody the very spirit of what we aim for to teach in our health class. Not just information, but the ability to be responsible and a caring member of our community. I am so incredibly proud of you. You are a shining example of how learning and courage can come together to make a real and profound impact. Let's all take a moment to recognize Tristan Shuck for his heroic action.
We are not going to make you give a speech. However, on behalf of the Board of Education and the entire district, thank you for being just a shining light in the district. We have a lot of great students. It's fun to see when they do things so nobody's watching and they get here. So thank you very much. Can we get a picture?
I do want everyone to know the first person that they told after they saved this child was not an administrator, it was Mrs. Kuinga. They were very
They
proud
came
of
and
the
found me
skills
in the
that they were.
teacher's lounge just to tell me, they were so excited that, well, not that someone was joking. Saved my life.
For your calm and compassionate care assisting a classmate by performing the Heimlich maneuver, your quick response is recognized and greatly appreciated. Thank you for putting the technique learned in health class to practice.
Sorry, I got emotional. That's okay.
Does the board have any questions for Kristen? Someone might have a question.
The only thing I wondered is whether or not now you see yourself in the health industry or in the industry to care for people.
I'm not sure about working, but like on that stuff, but my dad was a firefighter for quite a few years. And he told me that never in his multiple years of firefighting, he never got like a certificate or anything about working.
Look at that. Well, congratulations, no matter what you do, I'm sure you're gonna be successful.
Yeah, man. Thank you for the thought.
Way to go, Dad.
Thank you, Mrs. Kuinga.
You're welcome.
It's exciting to recognize students, but also the staff that support our students and teach our kids when we are not watching all the time. We often know what's taking place, but now we really truly know what's taking place. On the other side of things, we also, as the board knows, transitioned during COVID 5 years ago to an environment which is a one-on-one learning, which caused a lot of other challenges that we did not foresee in our district when it came to the use of technology. And I'd like to turn over again to Mrs. Taylor to talk about one of our staff that was recognized, and we'd like to also recognize him.
Yeah, so tonight, we have the honor of recognizing Craig Steenstra. Would you like to stand, please, Craig? He is a recent recipient of the 2025 McCall Innovative Leader Award from the Michigan Association of Computer Users and Learning. I have the privilege of working very closely with Craig, and he would name 2 of his core values as growth and usefulness, and he lives those out every day. I see it. I think those administrators in the room and those who know Craig would say that they see that. Those are 2 of his core values. He, in this fast changing world of instructional technology, Craig ensures that the new tools and innovations genuinely enhance teaching and learning. He is always striving, whether it's professional development, coaching a teacher, solving problems on the fly. Craig brings innovation, practicality, and passion to this work. He listens, he supports, and he's constantly pushing thinking forward. So he embodies not only the values that he holds and would name as his core values professionally, but certainly the Innovation Leader Award is well deserved. So please help me in recognizing Mr. Craig Steenstra.
I don't have to give a speech, do I? I'm not prepared.
So I will tell a small story. So McCall is an organization that used to be a very small organization when technology was just coming to the forefront. My father was the president of McCall in the mid-70s. That's 1970 for those that are thinking about it. So it wasn't 18 something, but it was a so different organization. I remember as a kid putting notebooks together for McCall, and to see Craig recognized now in an organization that is thousands. Just, it's a huge ordeal. Just to be recognized by his colleagues, by those around him for what he does. We're just very grateful to have him in the district. Thanks for this job.
Thank you to the board and Dr. Van Jack and everybody else. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we will go on to teaching and learning feature, and we'd like to.
I actually moved to right over Mrs. Taylor again, so,
I'm ready.
you're on a roll.
I am on a roll. So this evening, we have the opportunity to learn about some of our green teams and the work that they do and the impact that they're having both here at school and in the community. So at this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Ryan Crete and Mr. Josh Ernstes from our green teams and their student leaders who are here to help them. I'll turn it over to all of you.
Rock, paper, scissors.
I'm gonna let Tierney do most of the talking. You've had the pleasure of meeting Tierney before, and her brother sits at the other end of the table over there. But she has shared a little bit about Green Team, but really this year is the first year that we've taken on Green Team at Baldwin. And we've done some really cool things that I'm sure she's gonna talk about, so I'm not gonna steal her thunder. But just thank you for having us, and Tierney, take it away.
All right, good evening. My name is Tierney Brecking, and I'm the leader at BMS. I am the only member able to attend tonight, so I will be the only one here. All right, this thing. I hope all you know, but Green Team is a group of students who come together and devote their time to protect the earth and preserve its resources. Our BMS Green Team is quite new. It was starting at the beginning of the school year. We have done several projects, including getting a paper gator at Baldwin, organizing a campaign sign collection with the high school Green Team. We have also acquired plastic and metal recycling bins around Baldwin. As our beverage collection project continues, we have to earn We plan to collaborate with the high school by giving NHS students opportunities to earn volunteer hours handling our returnables. This keeps the program sustainable without relying on parents or teachers to make it happen. We have also done other smaller projects around the school to help their environment. Our goals for the future include coordinating with the 5-6 building to continue having projects and communication between schools, reusing or recycling the political campaign signs, and educating students about wasteful behavior or wasting plastic silverware. With 3 brothers heading off to college next year, I've been on a lot of college tours in the last year. Many of these schools have comprehensive no waste programs in the food service departments. I'd like to see HBS lead the way with cafeteria composting and no waste efforts to our breakfast and lunch service. Finally, we want to get more students involved so that Green Team at the middle school level continues long after I'm at the high school. Some people don't realize, but small actions can make a huge difference. Some things that everyone could do to help the environment are remembering that your actions matter, being aware of what you are throwing away, and trying not to buy single-use plastics. Thanks for having me. I'd love to stay for the rest of the meeting, but I need to get to musical rehearsal. Come see the middle schoolers perform The Little Mermaid next Thursday and Friday.
I just want to add that due to Tierney's leadership, we have like three or four students that are on the core Green Team planning team, and then all of their efforts have stretched beyond just Green Team. Their ability to get the recycling paper gator has allowed our categorical program to still do their paper recycling, and then they're helping us fill the paper gator. We have met the quota the first 3 months that we've had it, which is fantastic. There's also a paper gator at 5-6, so Randy, sorry if we're stealing all your paper.
We have one too.
We're not, sorry. And they've also just, it's added a light. I mean, we pick a lot of trash out of our recycle bins, but them being there, you know, if you have a middle schooler or know a middle schooler, there's lots of cans of energy drinks and all sorts of things. So seeing them go in the recycle bins has been a really impactful thing that they've been able to do. So thank you to Tierney for her leadership. And over to Josh.
Hello, So I'm Mr. Ernstus, I teach at the high school. And this year, so I'm gonna start just introducing before some of the high school members come up, kind of, what you heard is what we do a lot of things. Our main thing is we collect every week, and like Ryan just said, you'd be amazed the amount of cans, bottles that we recycle. To date, we've kept over, and we actually will weigh the bags, so what we do is we, collect the cans every week, and then we sort them. We sort them as money, no money, and then, into certain things that then would be trash, because kids like to throw a lot of trash in with it too. It's kind of a gross job, which makes these kids amazing, because they're willing to get in there and get their hands dirty to make our environment better. We weigh it, and we actually keep a log. Christine Webster started Green Team in the late 2000s. Anyone that was fortunate enough to know Christine knows how passionate and amazing she was. And our high school Green Team wouldn't be where it is without her. She worked really hard. You'll ask these guys that still talk about Christine. And she really handed it over to myself and Allison Brady, who couldn't be here tonight, but we're kind of trying to take it, keep doing a lot of these things you're gonna see were really started by her. Okay, and I wanted to recognize her because she did a lot for our high school, for our community, and she still talks to me, comes back, came to our holiday, stops in the Green Team once in a while, and the kids like seeing her, so. So I'm kind of, sorry, I'll rein it in before they come up. So like you heard, we utilize the NHS kids, we collect them, we sort them. NHS kids can get hours to actually return them for us. And then what does that money do? The money really is used to support a variety of things, if you guys wanna come up, that funds a lot of projects and things around the building. We've used it to buy the different picnic tables for certain spaces. We've bought flowers and plants. Christine would use the money to plant trees around the campus. So like we really use it to put back into the community. Like I said, we've kept over 950 pounds out of the landfill just this year. If you take Christine's little notebook and you can go back like 10 or 12 years, you're talking, it's like over 10,000 pounds of plastics and cans that otherwise would go into a landfill. And that's why I think that's pretty amazing if you think about it, so. All right, so.
Hi, my name is Eva. I'm a senior at Hudsonville High School, and I've been part of Green Team for like 3 years, and it was Mrs. Webster that encouraged me to join. And what we do in the like August, September time, and also in the spring, we do beach cleanups. And so we host a big beach cleanup, and we have like, I think we had like 100 students come, and we have students from like other schools as well join us, like Jenison, Granville, and from the Grand Rapids area. And so, yeah, and then the data is logged, and some of the cool things that we found were like rubber duckies, or like metal thingamabobs, like all sorts of things we found, cigarette butts, crazy, like trucks, crazy toys and everything. We collected like thousands of pieces of plastic, and so, yeah. And I think Green Team is just such a cool way to like give back to the community, especially at Hudsonville, and you can like get NHS hours too, so, yes.
Real quick, so then some of the other things we do before they talk is we also will do campus spring cleanup. We try to clean out the creek running through it, the parking lots in the spring, so that's coming up. It also helps fund, so the money we collect goes to the salmon in the classroom. That's a partnership with the DNR where Christine did it for years, and now I'm doing it. So I have, if you're at the high school and you wanna see them before they get released in the next couple weeks, we actually get salmon eggs in the fall. And then part of the curriculum from teaching apes is we get to raise the salmon all year and then release them in the spring. So we get to talk a lot about kind of water quality and all that stuff, which ties into biology and apes and stuff. It's a really cool program.
And apes is not an animal.
Oh, it's AP Environmental Science. So it's really cool. And then a couple of the projects, really one of the big ones is on the first slide I talked about. I don't know why this is messing up. Oh. Okay, is The money really also, we put it out to kids in Green Team, and I forgot to say this. At any given time, we've had about 60 to 70 kids be part of this club, so there's a lot of kids. And it's flexible enough depending on the time of year. Some kids come, some kids go because they like being in the musical, so like Paxton has helped out, but then if he gets busy, that's why sometimes we have more kids show up on a given week. It just depends on sports seasons and games and stuff like that. And then we put it out to the Green Team to come to us and let's use this money to fund projects that kids wanna do. So like, for example,
Hi, I'm Yuna Park, and this is my first year of doing this. I was also introduced by Webster to do this last year before she left. But the first thing we do is this thing called Harbor Human Society Drive. This is actually like led by my friend Kendra, but sadly she couldn't make it, so I'm her little helper, so I'm here instead. So this little Harbor Human Society Drive is like for pets, dogs, cats, or any animals that we can like donate to that needs help, like cages, blankets, leashes to help. In our school, we try to like make posters and hang it everywhere to make people donate, and like tons of people did donate, and it's in Mr. Ernie's room and Mr. Brady's room to help other people and dogs. That's another thing we do, and there's other stuff we could also.
so we take that to the Harbor Humane Society that then can use it for the shelter, so.
Hi, I'm Amy Vargo. I just found out that I was gonna be speaking at this about 4 hours ago. Little frazzled. I am part of the Ottawa Center, Career Line Tech Center in the Environmental Field Studies program. I've been doing this for about a year now. I have not been a part of Green Team for very long. I just had my first like Green Team meet the Tuesday before spring break. And I have not gotten to know Ms. Webster, unfortunately, but she sounds like someone that I really would love to have as a teacher. I'm sad that I never really got to know her. But the Career Line Tech Center has helped me realize what one of my passions is going to be throughout life, and that's hopefully going to be environmental sustainability. Like the Baldwin Street Middle School program, I'm hoping to start my own composting project. We're hoping to use some of the money that we got from collecting cans and stuff to fund this project. We're gonna put cans in like the foods and nutrition classrooms, maybe in the kitchen if I'm allowed to put some in there. Starting in the cafeterias might be a little bit difficult, so we're starting small and building up. Composting is very important to helping the environment because one of our #1 issues right now with the environment in Michigan is our landfills and our landfill usage. The majority of it is food waste right now, and it's contributing to about 54% of the methane gas emissions. So I think that we can really help out by focusing on composting in our own classrooms.
So not to drag it on anymore, those are just some examples. We've used some of our money to donate to the Refugee Education Center. Ms. Webster reached out and said they just need school supplies. So I asked the Green Team at one of our meetings, do you guys want to support this? And they were like, absolutely, so we used some money for that. And that's a lot of what we use the money and do, is we just try and find ways to make our school more sustainable and fund little student-driven projects that can help increase learning, increase our community, better the community, the school. And there's a lot more that kids can come, and that's really what we're doing. So that's kind of what we do every week. Do you guys have any questions?
Any questions for the Green Team, even those that have been prepared more than 4 hours?
Yes.
I'm just really curious, I appreciate the work that you're doing, and I think there is a whole lot more a lot of us can do, but some of it is sometimes a lack of knowledge and a lack of the resources. For example, do you know, are there any garbage waste places around here that you can compost or ask for compost pickup?
There is, I forgot to mention this, but I'm planning on going to Grand Valley next year. I've already been accepted, and they were voted the #1 most sustainable school in Michigan. And I hope to get some more information about the program that they use, because I know that they use a program, and since Grand Valley is really close by, hopefully I can get the details for that. Otherwise, I have another idea on how we can use this compost to save money for the botany class. Yeah. So compost usually takes about like half a year to a year to break down. And there's many different ways that we could do that. And the soil that we get from composting can go towards the botany classes and save resources on like buying more soil to do like plant growing projects. So I hope we can do it at our own school. I have plenty of ideas for that I'm going to discuss more with the green team, but hopefully we can use it at our school.
Sorry, I forgot to say that.
Picking up on,
Ms. Eaton's comment, is there and I should probably know this, but I don't, is there a link on our HBS website on information around the green team and maybe some of the information that you're learning about composting sites and so forth? Do you have that?
I don't. We talked about a lot on Eagle Eye stuff, but that might be something we could look into of getting that information out there.
Yeah, and maybe it's not the website, I mean.
Maybe it is, I mean, maybe there's a location to put some club activities. I think the information that was discussed about, do you know, just in the saving of the waste at lunchtime is a perfect example of.
That's more like
Yeah.
I also to answer the other question, I forgot to answer this, but to educate students, I'm planning on making like posters and infographics that we can hang by the composting bins, just to say like what is compostable and what's not. A lot of people are actually pretty surprised on what you can't compost, like banana peels and onions, but otherwise.
It's great.
Starting small.
Great.
Doing something.
Deserve a lot of, I mean, so many of us, myself included, see issues and opportunities and say, well, we should. And you guys say, I mean, you're saying we will, and we will make it happen, and you're to be so committed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, next we will be going to the recognition of visitors and hearing of people present, of which there are none this evening. So we will then go on to the action items, the consent agenda. We have the proposal for the consent agenda items. We have a motion to approve those items.
So
Andrew, we have a second.
Support.
Barb, okay, any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thanks. Next, we will go on to the marching band uniform bid recommendation.
So yes, we have a recommendation for new marching band uniforms, which was discussed at our work session in detail. The recommendation is for 180 uniforms. I want to clarify that recommendation is for the dollar amount, because we might have to alter the 180 to 179 or to get close, because the drum major uniform might cost a little bit more. But we also could get some help from band directors. So I'm not overly concerned. I've not heard any questions from board members concerning that. We have shared with the kids, which were very excited. It was pretty cool, right before spring break. They're ready, quite frankly, they've already been sized. If we can sign this tonight or tomorrow morning, they will start stitching early next week. And I will say Mr. Vanderwall was down, and which you saw the success of our programs over the spring break. But he was actually in Dayton, where this company is, and they took him on an hour-and-a-half tour. I think he would have stayed there longer, but they had to get back to work. So that is our recommendation to the board tonight, to approve the new marching band uniforms to get in the fall of 25 as soon as we can get them.
Okay, we have the band uniform purchase recommendation as presented by Dr. Vanderjack. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Ken?
Support.
Second by Dawn. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes. Okay, next we have our video display bid recommendation.
A lot of this work took place after our work session over spring break, which I was not 100% here the whole time, so full transparency. I'm gonna turn over to Mr. Briggs to kind of share some other details and go from there.
Thank you. So as Dr. Vanderjack said, we were doing some comparative scoping, pricing, things like that. sorry about that. Over spring break, the board, you, did see the board quotes and the various components of it. And it's kind of important to know it's a display board, it's got the sound, and it's got this back screen. There's a lot going on with this particular video board. And, it matches what we have software-wise, technology-wise, the user experience, very similar. And so we already have in the field house, we're having good results with that. It's like with any new technology, that thing, massive thing we have in the field house is dependent on lots of other things working just right. I'm not saying that there's nothing like that outside, but we have had issues inside. Daktronics has been real responsive when we've needed them to come back, which has really stood out to us. And it's a complicated thing, but to have two complicated, pieces of equipment with different software would be tough. Tough for our tech department, tough for us, and really tough from a curriculum standpoint, the high school wants to really get into video production. So here's two great classroom experiences for the kids to have, and should be wonderful. Yeah, those are the highlights. Other schools in our area are getting more of this particular technology. It's not the same board, they're just not. Ours is a little different dimension. So that's what we did over break. That updates what you heard at the work session. This would be a bond funded, the equipment part would be bond funded, the warranty we would charge to the general fund. So I can make up the update, yeah.
So no, again, we talked quite a bit about this at the last work session, and, it's no questions. This would be a project we try to complete over the summer and have it done. It's about a 3-month completion timeline. The ground clearly is starting to thaw. So I'm trying to get moving on this as soon as possible. With our recommendation.
Okay, and I'd like to thank Mr. Briggs and Dr. Vanderjack, who thoroughly reviewed this at a finance subcommittee meeting and then spent a lot of time at the last work session. So we have the display board bid recommendation with a 5-year warranty as presented by Dr. Vanderjack and Mr. Briggs. Do we have a motion to approve? Ken, do we have a second?
Support.
Nick, do we have any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes. And now we come to something much more exciting. The Filter First program bid recommendation, and I'm gonna turn that over to, Mr. Briggs.
Thank you. Also, at the work session, we talked about this project, and so we'll get way into it again, but, it's essentially a statewide initiative to, protect our kids from lead in drinking water. State funded, they didn't, have enough money in that allocation 3 years ago. They allocated the funds to pay for the entire project, but, it's 75%. So we put it on the street for bid, and DHE is the only bidder. And I believe that has a lot to do with, they do a lot of work for us, they know our buildings, and it's extremely detailed, the amount of bidding information someone would have had to submit to go against somebody who they really know, really want that work. You know, DHE did that in every building. So anyways, that explains why only one bidder. We're happy with them, and, it's not a bond, this is a general fund item, and with a $284,000 grant.
Okay, we had, if you were in a work session meeting, Pat gave a lot of accolades to Lee Lawrence for his work on this. And perhaps one of the things that we could do is maybe put a big picture of him up on these digital screens.
I don't think he would like that.
Very much not.
Just a thought, okay. Okay, so let's, we have the Filter First program bid recommendation as presented by Patrick Briggs. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Dawn, second?
Support.
Andrew, any discussion?
There's legislation pending in the, state house or senate, I forget which one, around, it's around allowing districts that show below some threshold, and I know that, to bypass this requirement. Now, it's pending, will it go anywhere, who knows? But are you aware of that, Pat, and does it change our thinking at all?
It's been talked about. The challenge is in this science, what lead is safe. It's just, we chose to get going because, we did have the funding, and it puts you in a position of saying, man, we don't have that, because lead, you can generate that from your internal system, you can generate that on the street. I mean, you can have that passed through, there's just so many other ways, and now it just takes that question away. It's just, it puts the people who don't do it in a spot. So, I think it would give you as a board liability, so.
Got it, yeah, thank you.
It also gives us, like, if that does go anywhere, it gives us flexibility in the future to make adjustments if needed. It's still like put the water filters in the hallways and so forth, utilize, and, doing the right thing.
And to be clear, Pat, I mean, we do test water in our buildings, we don't have any issues, this is all.
Yeah, our required testing right now is on the well water, and then there'll be an event where we'll test, where we'll have, we won't have water that meets our visual stuff. There's a reason you need to test that water to get the system cleaned out again. When you do that, there's possibility of sediment, so we test.
Sure.
But we're not required to test all the time on our municipal sources. Now, the city, you see those people, they test all the time. And they test from our, like, output sources. We don't have that requirement to test that water, except for the wells.
So with what Ken asked, the question that Ken asked, you were aware of that situation, and it's still your recommendation that we move forward?
Not to speak out of both sides of my mouth, but I'm aware that there was an effort to do that. And just, we've been advised that it just puts you in a position, a tough to defend position if anything did happen. We're already here, why not finish? So the recommendation stands.
Okay, sounds good. So, any more discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, passes. Thank you very much, and now we will go on to the report items, Dr. Van.
Our first report item is from somebody that's counting down the days or hours, I'm not sure, but I heard a number who threw out here and walked in here about how many days left. I'll turn over to Paxton to give us an update, and maybe a highlight of who missed us, try to replace it next year.
Yeah, for sure. I got one more meeting after this. You're not done with me yet. Sorry, guys. I'd like to introduce my person taking over. Evan Andre will be your new public relations for next year. Your new representative, so that's exciting news.
I'll start your first name again.
Evan.
All right, nice to meet you.
So that's super fun. Thanks for coming. We're back from spring break. We're all feeling refreshed, or a little more tired. No one knows. But graduation's starting, it's going, we're in the thick of it now. We just picked up our caps and gowns yesterday during junior testing day, so the seniors had their first event of the year for graduation, which was fun. And there's so much more to come. Going back a little bit after the meeting, we had the musical that week. That was a huge success. A lot of community members showed up. Thank you to the board members that came. It was just a fun event for our students and for our community. Athletics are going, sporting events. Check out the website, Hudsonville Athletics for info on that. Other teams like Science Olympiad, they're going to state at Michigan State later this month, which is exciting. And Winter Guard did really amazing recently as well. Prom's coming up, May 3, that'll be exciting, especially for our seniors. We had a fun day before spring break, launch, Spirit Days. We had anything but a water bottle day, which is some really interesting, interesting options. Saw some Nutella jars, some watering cans, whole shebang. And we're trying to make it fun for our underclassmen and seniors in the whole school. Every Friday, we're doing some really wacky games, just to get the excitement up and get that summer feeling going. That's all I have for you right now.
Thanks, questions? Just so you know, most of these meetings last 3 to 4 hours, so this is a quick one for you. Just to get used to it. They don't. Thanks, Pax. I'm looking forward to seeing you, not just one last time, on the other one. Yeah, thanks, Pax.
I'll still be around, don't worry.
Perfect. Get some updates from our buildings. We'll start with Georgetown and Mr. Wald.
Good evening. First, I just want to thank, we talk about teachers and students and stuff all the time. One big support we have in our building, I want to thank our PTC. I know Dr. Vanderdeck meets with all the PTC presidents, I think a few times a year, maybe monthly. But our PTC does so much for our kids and our teachers. And recently they decided they're going to buy us a book vending machine. We've been kind of working towards that for a while. I know Allward has one. Their kids love it over there. I've talked to Heidi and Melanie about that. And so we're gonna get one of those. Kind of coincides with, we just wrapped up Marcus Reading Month. Had a great time with that. If you were by, thank you for coming by to read to the kids. We got our book bracket, and Maddie's Fridge won our book bracket. So it beat out the book that I put up, so I wasn't super happy about it. But kids really liked it. But obviously getting towards the end of the year now that we're back from spring break, which means a lot of fun things and some less fun things. Like we got MSTEP coming up. I know some buildings may have started that already. We haven't come up in our building in about a week and a half or so. So we're kind of gearing up towards that. And then Paxton talked about coming back from break and how that can make you a little refreshed or maybe a little not, depending on what you were doing over break. I had an interesting experience with one of my kindergarten kids this week. She was just super wild in the morning, just having fun. And I said, Emma, you need to calm down. And she had one of her little stuffies with her too. And I said, your red panda needs to calm down too. She goes, Mr. Waldy, she goes, I will calm down. She goes, but red panda has a mind of his own. So that's what it's been like this week. It's been a great week, but little tenuous at times with some of the kids. So that's all I got.
Thanks, Mr. Waldy. Any questions for Georgetown, Mr. Waldy? Next, turn over to Mr. Gearlings over at Jamestown Public.
All right, we have the fortune of not having to go through MSTEP testing with Lower L. We do a lot of assessing that we do towards the end of the year, but we do have a lot of fun coming up. We have Icebox ice cream coming towards the end of May. We have the Jamestown Family Picnic, which is always highly attended. And we kind of kicked off all the fun today with an assembly. This was the first assembly for any student in our building. So it's kind of really cool. We kind of built up to it, what does it look like to soar during assemblies. We had to come up with some new things. We got lots of compliments of how well behaved the students were. It was a local author, Kevin Cameron. He came, he's got puppets, he sings, it's a lot of fun. And throughout the assembly, he kind of talks about using your imagination, how he went through the process of writing. The students really enjoyed it. And a funny little thing towards the end of the day, a student was being picked up and waiting in the office with her mom, waiting for her older brother. And she was talking about the day. She's like, oh, we got to watch that man who digs through trash and builds things. And the admin assistant was like, I think she means the assembly. He has puppets and he creates them out of things he finds that he can and things like that. So it was kind of fun. I'm glad we could clear that out before she got home and had a different kind of conversation around the dinner. Yeah. Any questions?
Any questions for James Butler? Thanks, Pete. Next update from middle school, Mr. Crate. Just push it, it turned red. There you go.
There's just a ton going on this time of year. Our students are gearing up for testing next week. We tried something different this year with an extended window. We're always thinking of ways that we can help create a solid testing environment, a comfortable space. And we thought, let's see if they can settle in for a week, if they perform a little bit better. So we're excited to get going with that. Kids are not excited, but we're excited to be done with it as well. There's just a lot of evaluating and review that happens at this time of year. Earlier today, I was sitting with our PBIS team and reflecting on where we are as a building with PBIS and the initiative. Our building staff has worked super hard to create a positive climate and culture for kids and recognize kids for doing the right thing. And it was really encouraging to see significant growth in our building today. And so we're seeing that across the board with our building academic goal, overachieving our initial goal, just really encouraging. And it speaks to the staff and the effort and the energy that they pour into our kids each and every day. With that, there's so many things that our staff do outside of the school day to provide enriching activities. Our Little Mermaid combined middle school musical with Riley and 5-6 starts next week, Thursday and Friday night at 7 p.m. at the Eagle Auditorium. We're looking forward to that. Months and months of kids working hard, practicing at Baldwin, practicing at Riley, practicing at the high school, practicing late at night. Parents upset about that. I mean, we're navigating it all, and the kids are doing a really great job, and excited to see that come together. We have the art show coming up at the high school. That's a showcase of the art across the district, April 28th to May 1. Our music concerts to end the year, and our music team does a really phenomenal job partnering with Riley to take our students on experiences across the globe. And our band kids are going to Cedar Point this year, and they'll be performing while also having a good time. That's coming up in May. And orchestra does a Chicago trip, and they're also performing locally to 7th graders at the Waterford Place next month. So just a lot of fun things coming up. Our end of year 8th grade trip, the day before the last day of school, they go out to Michigan's Adventure to celebrate their accomplishments. And we're looking forward to our second annual during the day 8th grade recognition breakfast. It was a huge success last year for our kids. And we're looking forward to that. We are also looking forward to inviting the parents in for a portion of that morning to see the awards and the recognition that takes place at that event. So I could talk forever. Just incredibly proud of our kids and our staff. And I'll hand it over to Mr. Beal.
You could. Any questions for Baldwin?
Please.
You know, I just want to mention that you mentioned PBIS, Ryan, and at our last word session, Josh and Clint and Delia and Peter and Melanie gave us a very good presentation on what's been going on in the schools. And so I just would, they represented all of you very well, and I just wanted you to know that.
Next up, Mr. Beal at the high school.
Yeah, I often, when Paxton's talking, I'm just kind of checking off things that he gets, so it's kind of fun. So one of these times I just want to say what Paxton said. But a couple of additional things. Paxton's not counting down the days, he's making the days count. Right, Paxton?
Trying.
I heard a future retiree saying that, and I stole that from him today, so it applies for you too. Graduation is coming up really quickly at the field house again, May 22nd. We're so thankful to have it right on our campus, so thank you again. It's going to be great. I think it was awesome last year, so we're looking forward to making some minor improvements, but having a great graduation right on our own campus. It is testing season. SAT for juniors yesterday, MSTEP and PSAT 910 were today. Thank you again for the Digital Learning Day yesterday. It was fantastic to be able to focus on SAT for juniors, so thank you again for approving that. It was Assistant Principals Week last week, so thank you to Ann and the committee that negotiates calendar, and Dr. Banajak and the board for giving them the week off for Assistant Principals Week last week. But they do a great job of organizing testing, specifically Mr. Szymanski for this week of testing, and then Mr. Allen for AP testing, which is coming up. It's a lot of work, especially this time of year where it's very busy. We have parent-teacher conferences next week, and there's also admin assistance weeks next week, and they do a ton of work, so we look forward to celebrating them as well. So, like Paxton already said, a lot going on with sports and all of the springtime activities, and it's a real race to the finish line at this point, so.
And most of your colleagues around you said, thank you for the note about administrative assistant.
Yes.
We were talking about that the other day, Robin, just so you know,
Yep.
I'm on it.
Write that down.
100%. It's next Wednesday. Well, it's every day.
Yes.
It's every day. Whatever you want. All right, I'll save my update for the end. I'm gonna actually ask my assistants to say a few words. We'll start with Mrs. Thomas, work our way down, and then end with Ms. Briggs.
Sure, so just a couple of upcoming events. Next weekend, April 25 through 27, the Knights of Columbus are doing their annual Tootsie Roll Drive, and their revenue goes to support, they offer a donation to special education services in both Jensen and Hudsonville, so if you're a Tootsie Roll fan and know someone who is, consider stopping by Family Bear Gemmons next weekend. The other important date is May 6th, which we've named this before, but I just feel it's important to remind others that the Special Ed Millage is on the ballot on May 6th. As we've shared before, this revenue source does provide Hudsonville specifically with $3 million to support the programs and services. Interesting fact is that between local, state, and federal funds, typically districts only have about 80% funding of their special education costs, and so then the remaining of that comes from the general education operating budget. So this millage, although called special education millage, really is about all kids, because when there is unfunded costs, those costs come from the district's operating budget, because our responsibilities to these students and to provide these programs and services won't go away. It's really a matter of how much of our budget will shift if it doesn't pass. So there's a lot of information on the ISD website about how schools are funded and how special education is funded, and so if you know of people who are circulating information, that's a great resource to direct questions to, because there are third-party financial analysts that provide those documents and can get kind of a neutral comparison. So, thanks.
Thank you. Ms. Armstrong.
As you go into buildings in the next couple weeks to celebrate teachers and for teacher appreciation and just overall staff appreciation for the amazing year, I just want to remind that we are a caretaker business. Doesn't matter what type of personality you have. We are constantly taking in either students' energies and problems and solutions, and staff's problems and solutions and energies, and we have a staff that's really giving, but they also have personal lives, and you know, being in my department, I see a lot of things that people are going through with their health, their family's health, and you know, and really some real amazing things too. I just was with a staff member that I know has conquered cancer, and you know, to see that is amazing, but I also know many that are going through some things. And so I think, you know, that sandwich generation, we have a large group of staff members that are that as well. And I just want to remind you, just, you know, to think of that as well. You know, that's just another reason to be extra thankful and supportive of the staff. I think sometimes it's something we forget of all the things that you are human that we're going through as well. Because, man, we all give, and our staff gives so much to our kids, but they're also giving a lot to their families and loved ones. So just something to think of. I was thinking about it today when I saw success, but at the same time, I know that there's some that aren't as successful. So thanks.
Just echoing a lot of appreciation for what we've heard about testing season. This is the time of year that I think that teachers and administrators do hold a fair amount of tension around testing season, but I also just hope that we can celebrate as well. We have an extremely dedicated, committed staff, and we know our students grow under our care, and this is the time of year that we're often looking at that data, and if we don't pause as educators to celebrate, We are very driven here in Hudsonville, and we're always asking how to get better, but we also have to ensure that we're pausing and saying, wow, look where our kids have come from the beginning of the year, and let's celebrate that. And, yeah, what's next, right? But we have to really force ourselves to pause and celebrate all of the growth under our teachers' care as well. An additional piece of that, you've heard that seniors had Cap Fest yesterday. I had an opportunity to walk through. In addition, that they added to Cap Fest last year, and then there were some improvements added. There were about 15, I think that number's about right, local companies that were there, and really incentivizing the seniors having conversations with them. So there were banks there, Royal Technologies, there were little tickets that they had to put, like raffle tickets, if they're gonna have a conversation with one of the tables, about learning about what this business does in our community. And not only is it important for kids to have that one-on-one conversation with a stranger that's a business owner in our community, but also then just opportunities to explore, oh, maybe that's someplace I might like to work, whether that's a summer job or a forever job. And so just kind of a cool addition to that Cap Fest and just getting better every year. Again, our staff just always strive to improve on everything we do. Very impressive. So those are my 2 highlights. Thank you.
Mr. Briggs? If you could just refer to the last page of the packet, we're discussing, I'd like just to highlight some things about our summer tax collection. I would say for decades, the school, we used to actually ask you to approve this, and there really is no requirement for that. So it's still gonna be reported information. I think it's good information. It reflects on the partnership we have with our local units. We have to talk to them about the rate. At other places, other than Ottawa County, we don't get reimbursed as a school district for the tax collection rate. A lot of those schools just charge, they pay them $250. That's the minimum rate the state would reimburse for tax collection. But the ISD is agreeing to pay up $325 a parcel for the collection, and all of our units, they've done that rate for a couple of years, and it's a good thing for them. And as we've talked about before, when the district decided to move to a summer tax collection before me, that really helped the cash flow. We get our state aid paid in 11 payments. Our first payment comes in October. And 30 years ago, we used to get 9 payments. And the state, because they had cash flow problems, they stretched that out first year to 10, and the next year to 11. So we get 10/11ths of our revenue for this current year in July. The next 11th, the final payment in August. And so this really helps get the school district over before, especially in years when our fund balance was lower, was, in the 10, getting down around 10, that infusion of cash in the summer was huge. So I'd just like to highlight this, and that's all I have.
Any questions, Mr. Briggs, Taylor, Mrs. Armstrong, Mr. Thomas? I just have a few highlights I'd like to run through. First of all, in front of you, you have a summer programming guide. Hopefully you take a look at that. There's some neat new programming in there. I do want to thank Rebecca Fabiano from Community Service. She does an amazing job putting this book together. There are so many opportunities for the families in Hudsonville. Just exciting. These are going out to buildings, hopefully soon, because these are brand new. If you can smell them, think about how many copies are up in our office upstairs. It's like fresh paint upstairs. So those will be going out soon. So those are hot off the press, and they came in yesterday afternoon. So take a look at those. Again, the middle school musical takes place the end of next week. If you're interested in tickets, please reach out to Robin. We can help you out with that. And we'd like to hopefully get a chance to go see the middle school musical. I know I'm going on. Just go see that. So it'll be in board briefs also. A reminder, Mrs. Thomas mentioned the special ed millage. Again, we look at the special ed millage that comes up on May 6th. It's not really a special ed millage. It's a general ed, because special ed funding requirements will be there regardless of this passes. So it's just what does it look like from a general ed standpoint. So hopefully you'll get a chance to vote on or before May 6th, not after. I do want to recognize Dr. Hooper. Dr. Hooper received an award of merit from MASB for level 2, so congratulations to Dr. Hooper. We received that notification over spring break, so well done. After this meeting, Board of Education, if you are interested, I'd like to take you on a quick tour. Maybe Mrs. Stefanich can join us over at Park Elementary. They finished the carpet at Park today. Teachers are gonna start moving some boxes into a couple of the classrooms so that they can start getting moved in, because we need to move some people out of other spaces come May 1, so it goes kind of quick. So hopefully, if you wanna join me, if it doesn't work for you after this meeting, I'd be more than happy to come back and show you what Park Elementary looks like. Get a chance to see not only the lived-in classrooms from the first phase and the gymnasium, but the new classrooms that are literally brand new. In fact, one of the locks doesn't work, the other one does, but we're gonna be able, I think we got it figured out. They fixed it this afternoon, so I think we're good. And then last but not least, I know this doesn't affect you, Paxton, but 4 months from tomorrow, our staff report for next school year, so I know our principals would want to get that, so. It's like, let's go, it's fun, every year's exciting, so.
There's no smiles.
Josh, check my pulse.
There's some other things to be concerned with, is all I'm saying.
trying to get it one step at a
I
time.
know. No, but we have a lot, there's a lot more to accomplish in the next several weeks. Graduation is 5 weeks from tonight, so we're looking forward to watching our largest class ever walk across the stage in our own.
We're going on side those diplomas.
Yeah, 5 weeks. We'll get a couple days before.
Yeah, exactly. The largest class.
That's my update with that.
I remember last, I think it was the end of June last year when I was running by South, and all of a sudden it said on there, first day of school. And I said to Mark, give these kids a break. So anyway, okay, I'd like to go around the board and see if they've got any comments. Nick?
All good.
Dawn?
I'm good too, thank you.
Dr. Wu?
Also, thanks.
Just well prepared, meetings go well, things happen well when there's thorough, good preparation. So, thanks to all of you for the preparation, for the effort, for the work, as we continue to strive and succeed in being one of the premier districts in West Michigan. Thank you, appreciate it all.
Thank you, Ken Joy. Well, I just want to, Andrew, you're going to be going on your science trip, and you said you just got done interviewing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, we did. We made our selections a month ago.
Okay.
Had a parent meeting right before spring break.
Excellent.
And yeah, we're leaving end of June. We'll be back July 16th, 17th.
Thank you for all you do when it comes to that kind of stuff. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. Okay, I think we will then look at adjourning. So, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Dawn, we have a second? Okay, we are adjourned.
All in favor?
Oh,
Aye.
Aye.